Howdy, Simmers. My cousin likes to take credit for my obsession with fairies, but the truth is, I was exposed to a lot of fairy related media when I was a kid. The Tinkerbell movies, Winx Club, Barbie Fairytopia and Mariposa, Bratz Fashion Pixies, like, it was everywhere in my life. And thanks to Enchanted by Nature, I can now recreate these fairy characters from my childhood in The Sims 4. And today, I'm gonna be recreating the girls from Winx Club. My partner and I have actually been watching Winx Club very slowly, but we are in season 4. And that was a big part of kind of what inspired me to do this was just I've been rewatching the show, falling in love with these characters all over again. And honestly, I do have plans to do the Tinkerbell characters as well, but I feel like Winx Club is a little more obscure, and so I kind of wanted to start off with this. But I had plans to do this Create a Sim a long time ago and just hadn't gotten around to it, so here we are finally. And we are starting with Bloom, who is the main character of Winx Club, and she is the fairy of the Dragon Flame or Dragon Fire. So she's like one of, if not the most powerful fairy in the magic universe in this show. And she grew up in a little town called Gardenia on Earth. And yeah, the story basically follows her and her journey to becoming, a true fairy along with her friends. And yeah, so the way that this Create a Sim is working, I am using a lot of custom content. So I apologize. None of these Sims are going to be available on the gallery. But I did this using only custom content that I already had. So I did not go and download anything more, nothing specific for the girls, just whatever I use on them was stuff I already had in my game. So yeah, it was kind of a unique challenge trying to find things that kind of worked because I wanted to base their outfits off of season 1 specifically because of just their style. So here's the thing. There are actually a few, well, at least 2 versions of Winx Club. There are the normal ones, which are the ones that I'm basing off of. But then there's also like a Nickelodeon version of the show, and their outfits are completely different. So I'm basing the Sims outfits off of what I remember, off of what I grew up with when I was watching the show. And in this case, it is the outfits from the rainbow version, which I believe is the original. Winx Club is like an Italian cartoon originally, and then it kind of spread out across, wherever. So, yeah, eventually Nickelodeon got a hold on it and, stuff. So, I actually kind of grew up with a mix of the 2 versions. I had a little bit of Nickelodeon, but then also a bit of the rainbow stuff. So, my idea, or not really my idea, but my memory of what happened in the show is a little bit skewed because I have 2 different versions kind of mushed together. But yeah. So, Bloom's fairy outfit, which is what we're working on right now, she has a little crown on her head. Unfortunately, I didn't have like any accessory that matched that, and I'm really upset about it. So, unfortunately, she doesn't have a head accessory. But I think the hardest part of any of these Sims was the wings because we don't have any that are like exact to the ones in Winx Club. So I ended up basing a lot of the choices off of kind of the closest shape that I could get to the wings that I was seeing. So it's not 100% accurate, but it's fine. Anyway, my introduction to Winx Club actually was from a book, believe it or not. I used to go to Boys and Girls Club when I was younger. And in the early days of my Boys and Girls Club years, between like kindergarten and second grade, I came across a Winx Club book. They just had one there, and I was obsessed with it. And when I read it the first time, I had no idea that Winx Club was a show. And then one day, I came across the show, and I was like, wait a minute, I recognize this. So, yeah, just some little Winx Club lore for you regarding my introduction. But I did give each of the Sims all of their outfits, and a lot of their stuff is a lot more simple than, their everyday and their fairy forms because I didn't really know what to give them. I was trying to give them stuff that I felt their characters would wear, but also like not too flashy or anything, I guess. I don't know. I wanted it to be a little more simple compared to the more iconic outfits, I guess. So, yeah. But moving on from Bloom, we are on Stella now, who is the fairy of the shining sun and moon, and also maybe stars. But I love Stella to death. She is the first fairy that we meet outside of Bloom, obviously. She is the one who brings Bloom to Magix and Althea, the school for fairies. And she is just a very interesting character. We absolutely love her. And yeah, she is a bit of a fashionista. I also consider her to be a bit of a drama queen, which, if you guys have seen the show, I don't think you'll entirely disagree with me. But she's not like a horrible character. She's just a little bit spoiled sometimes. But at the end of the day, she is always there for her friends, and we love Stella around here. I will not take slander about any of the Winx Club girls ever. Okay, I will defend all of them with my life. So, Stella's outfit for her basic stuff is a green top and an orange skirt. I love, especially in like the rainbow version, how colorful everything is. I feel like the Nickelodeon version kind of took away their individuality, I guess, with their outfits. And I don't like it. So, rainbow outfits for the win. But I actually, later on throughout this, I kind of start mimicking some of their later outfits, kind of making them look similar to the everyday. In Stella's case, I think it was either her party wear or her hot weather kind of had a similar look to this, and I ended up actually liking it more than her everyday. And I almost thought about switching them around, but then I was like, yeah, it's probably fine. I think having that more vibrant tone on her for her everyday is more accurate to the rainbow look. And yeah. So I got super lucky with this hairstyle, by the way, that I give her for most of her outfits. It has a little hairband in it, and you can change the hairband color. Like, there has to have been a CC set or something that I downloaded at one point that was meant for Winx Club, because there is no way that this hair was not specifically supposed to be Stella's hair from Winx Club. Like, I just refuse to believe that it is on its own thing, because that is, like, it's scarily accurate to what she has in the cartoon. So, but it was perfect. And I came across it while I was looking at hairs for Bloom, and I was like, oh, I know exactly who this is for. But yeah. So I will say, I feel like, I don't know. Really stick with the color scheme for most of the girls, I think. But every now and then I do try to switch it up a little bit and focus more on maybe like style or something that I feel they have worn before in the show, because they don't always wear like the same exact colors in the show. They do actually have different outfits sometimes. But I don't know. I feel like having them wear like these signature colors just, it's a good way for them to stand out and be recognizable for who they are, what they are. And yeah. So Stella's fairy outfit, she has this little tank top shirt and also a pair of shorts. Her outfit, honestly, to me, is probably the most unique because her hairstyle actually changes, which is not something you can really say about a lot of the other girls. Like, later on in their transformations, yes, their hairstyles do kind of change up a little bit, but from Magic Winx specifically, which is what these outfits are based on, she's the only one that has like a drastic hair change. She goes from having her hair down with this headband to having them in pigtails. And luckily I had a few pigtail options. I actually wanted something a little bit longer than what I gave her, but I also wanted something that had that headband that she wears, because her headband actually changes from purple on her normal outfit to kind of this blue color when she's in fairy mode. And also she has these like bands on her wrist, kind of bracelet things, that are a bright blue as well. And unfortunately I didn't have anything like that. I had these little like hand glove things that I believe are from vampires. That was the closest I could get. I end up using them. I'm sorry. I know they don't look very well with the outfit, but it's what I had. All right, moving on to Flora. I am gonna be honest, I feel like I did awful on Flora. I feel like I did not do her justice at all. And I'm really sad about that because Flora is one of my favorites. She is just so calm and caring and empathetic, and I just love her so much. And I just could not match her aura, I guess, when I was making her. But I tried so hard, y'all. She has a very distinct look, I feel, that is a little bit different from like Bloom and Stella. And I wanted her to turn out so good, and I just feel like I did not do her justice at all. I feel like I did Flora dirty, honestly, and I am so sad about that. But her hair, I think, was also kind of part of that. I needed to find a hairstyle that I had for her that I could add like another color to, because Flora has brown hair, like light brown hair, but then the pieces in the front are like a very vibrant yellow. So, which I don't know if it's supposed to be blonde because I feel like it's the same shade that Stella's hair is, but it's like that cheese yellow as we call it in The Sims. So it's, or cheese blonde, cheese, I don't know. Anyway, it's a very yellowish tone. So I needed a hairstyle that I could have the brown and also have this yellowy blonde. And I don't have too many hairstyles like that. There was one other one that I was looking at, but it was just too flat. Like, there was not enough volume to the hair for me to be okay with that. So I found another hairstyle that worked, and we just went with it. But Flora is the fairy of nature, for those wondering if you have not seen the show. So it's a lot of pinks and greens and kind of naturey vibes, and we love her so much. And I found this dress that I'm using in her party where I found it while I was looking at stuff through Stella, because Stella is just a super fashionista. So I wanted her to have like really girly outfits and all the stuff because she's very iconic for that. And I almost used the dress that I put on Flora and was like, no, the flowers just, it gives off something that Flora would wear. So, yeah. But I think I nailed the outfit. It's just her facial stuff that I kind of butchered, I guess. Although her fairy outfit, I have to say, I'm not impressed with either. I tried so hard with her. Like, it was gonna be so much worse, as you'll see kind of in this. I started to give her this dress from Enchanted by Nature, which has kind of the right colors to it, but definitely not like the right style, I guess. And it, like, the neckline kind of chest area was just not correct at all. She has these sleeves that are actually attached to the dress, but then they're not like fully gloves or anything. And it was a struggle. So this is the closest that I could get to what she has, and I am so sorry. I know it is so off. It is so not Flora. But again, worked with what I had. I don't even know if there really is like Winx Club specific custom content out there. There probably is. I probably already have it downloaded and just don't even know it. But we are working on my favorite Winx Club member of all time. This is Musa, the Fairy of Music. I am a huge music lover. I have been ever since I was a kid, and so I really connected with her because of her love of music. And also just kind of the bond that she had with her mom, because my mom was also a music lover. And she still is. But I have a very close relationship with my mom, so I feel very connected to Musa kind of in that way, even though Musa's mom unfortunately is gone. But Musa was just so cool, and I loved her, and she's still my favorite to this day. That hasn't changed. But Musa has this very tomboy-esque kind of look to her, so she actually has something I didn't even include in here. So she has this tank top on, these kind of baggy jeans on, but then she has like her kind of underwear strap or something that usually is outside of her underwear, like you can usually see it. I don't have anything that replicates that as far as I know. I at least didn't come across anything like that when I was going through stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think I did Misa pretty good. and I have this cute little hairstyle on her that just was perfect. So it's not exactly the same as what she has in the show. Her pigtails are a little bit more kind of upward pointed, I guess, but this was the closest that I had, and so I just went with it. So I really love her. And for, I believe, her party wear and maybe her cold weather as well, I gave her some like headphones because just DJ girl, you know? Fair of music. I expect her to be listening to music a lot and kind of just jamming out when she can. Also, have you guys seen any of the stuff for the reboot? Because I have, and I have to say, I am not impressed. I'm really not. Um, it, I hate the animation style mainly, but it's just not, it's not for me. And I don't know. I also don't really like the changes that they made to the show. Like, I don't know if you guys have paid attention to any of that stuff, but they are integrating the witches and fairy school, so there's no more Cloud Tower. I don't know what's up with Miss Griffin. I don't know if she's even in the show. Like, so the witches and fairies just go to the same school now. It also seems like they're trying to make Flora kind of Bloom's primary best friend when it was Stella in the original. I'm not saying the reboot has to be exactly the same as the original, but it's definitely odd, some of the changes that they are making, and just, I don't know how I feel about it. Anyway, we are moving on to Tecna. If you thought that I did Flora dirty, wait until you see Tecna's fairy outfit. Gosh, Tecna is such a unique character. She is the fairy of technology. She comes from this very technologically advanced planet in Magix. And, well, not in Magix, in the magic realm. And she's just a very unique character. I absolutely love her. She's very, like, I don't know, almost robotic, which makes sense given, you know, what she is and, you know, where she's from. But her fairy outfit, I always felt like Tecna got done the most dirty with her transformation outfits, but her, like, Magic Winx outfit is just, oh my gosh. I hate it so much. It's so strange, and it does suit her, but also, why couldn't it just be something cute? Like, did they have to go all out with that? They gave her, like, a cone head type hat thing. And it's just really strange. But Tecna has this kind of purple-green scheme to her, which I really like, and I tried to implement it the best that I could. I got really lucky with finding these pants that I believe are from Growing Together that have kind of a green and purple on them. And I was like, okay, well, I can't very easily integrate this together, so we're gonna do this, and yeah, but I love her. I'm gonna be honest, I almost made a 7th character for this video. I thought about making Roxy from season 4 of Winx Club. She's the fairy of animals. And I decided not to because she's not actually a member of the Winx Club. Like, she never got officially added. She had kind of a big plot line in the later seasons, and so I was like, maybe I'll add her. But looking at her, she is kind of just a combination of Tecna and Aisha, appearance-wise. Like, she's got kind of that pinky purple hair that Tecna does, and her fairy outfit is the same color as Aisha's. So I was like, okay, well, that's not very standout-ish, I guess. And I just didn't feel like it was really necessary to add her. Besides, I made 6 other Sims. Like, I was exhausted. So, you're seeing Tecna's fairy form right now. And this is the best I could do. Tecna has this, like, kind of bodysuit on her, and we don't have a lot of bodysuits in the game that really kind of fit that aesthetic, that look that I was going for. So I just did my best. I don't think it came out good whatsoever, but I had very limited options. Alright, finally, our last sim. This is Aisha, and some of you guys may know her as Layla if you watch the show, because there are some versions that have her named Layla versus Aisha, and I don't care. She is always going to be Aisha to me, okay? I will never call her Layla. I get so mad whenever I hear someone refer to her as Layla. It's Aisha. It has been since the original. I don't know why they changed it, but it's only been changed for a few like dubs of the show. I have no idea. But anyway, she's the fairy of waves, which really makes no sense to me. But anyway, if you watch the show, you'll understand why, because her power really does not seem to be based on the waves at all. She has kind of a plasma based thing, I guess. Like, it's just really weird. I never really understood it. But Aisha actually comes in season 2, and from there, she is part of the Winx Club. Although in the reboot, I did see they're adding Aisha indirectly, so she will be there from the very beginning of the show, which I do kind of like, but yeah. Anyway. Aisha has a very unique style. Her hair is kind of a reddish brown, which I couldn't really mimic with the tones we actually have in the game. So I have this little hair color overlay that I added to her to kind of help adjust the color, I guess. And yeah, I love Aisha so much. She's very, I don't know if spunky is the word that I want to say. She's very sassy, I guess. To me, she's like the equivalent of Sasha from Bratz, but I don't know. I feel like they have very similar vibes and attitudes. So, yeah. But Aisha is also, like Musa, kind of more of a tomboy to me. And she is a dancer, definitely more on the active, kind of athletic side. So, I give her a lot of, more tomboyish clothing, I guess. I don't think she really wears a lot of dresses from what I remember. But, yeah. She also has these leg warmers in her normal outfit, which I was worried I didn't even have. Like, I wasn't sure if I had leg warmers in my game. Luckily, I did, and I got to use them, so I'm really happy. And I'm also happy that I actually had some clothing that kind of looked like Aisha's outfit. So, yeah, but we are getting to the end of the footage, so I think I'm going to go ahead and hop into the game and I will show you these Sims. Alrighty, so here is Bloom, the fairy of the Dragon Flame. I love her. I definitely think I did the best on her and Stella, at least on their, like, normal outfits. I'm really glad I found something like this. It's not her, like, normal t-shirt or anything, but I think it kind of matches the vibes, so I'm really happy with it. This is her formal, and yes, she does have the same hair that Aisha does. I'm sorry. I swear it's only for this one outfit, though. Then we have her athletic, which is fairly simple. Her sleepwear, and I tried to base the sleepwear off of what I kind of vaguely remember them wearing in the show. So I very much remember her wearing this, like, kind of light blue long sleeve shirt sometimes. So that's what we're doing. Party wear. And then her swimwear, hot weather. I wanted to incorporate a little bit more of that yellow. And then her cold weather. Super duper cute. And then for her fairy form, she has all the same outfits on the other categories, but this is her everyday in her fairy form. So I really wish I had gotten a little crown accessory for her. Unfortunately, I just didn't have anything. Next up, we have Stella. And here is her everyday. Super duper cute. I'm so happy with how these Sims turned out. Again, I was so lucky with that hair. Here is her formal. She's got a little bit of pink going on. And then her athletic wear. Pretty simple. Sleepwear. Again, with the pink, I gave her this little braid. Here is her party wear. Her swimwear, incorporated the orange with the shoes there. And then her hot weather, yeah. So I would have used this outfit as an alternative to her everyday. Just, which one do we think is cuter? Because, I don't know. I think this one is cuter, but the colors are a little bit dimmed compared to how it is in the show, so I don't know. And then lastly is her cold weather. I saw this when I was looking through stuff for some of her other outfits, and I was like, okay, I gotta save this for cold weather because this is so Stella. So I really love this outfit. And then for her fairy form, here she is. Honestly, I don't think I did too bad with the fairy forms, working with what I had, even with the wings. Like, yes, it's not 100% accurate, but you can tell who it is, right? And then next up is Flora. So I'm so sorry, girl. I know I did you dirty, but the outfit is cute at least. I just wish I'd gotten her facial structure a little more accurate. But here is her formal wear. She's got this cute little pink dress from Enchanted by Nature, athletic wear, and then her sleepwear is this cute little nightgown. I thought the strawberries were so cute, and I love the shade of pink on her. Here is her party wear, and then her swimwear. I have this cute little custom one piece that has some flowers on it. I just thought that would be perfect for her. And then her hot weather, I got this little band from Enchanted by Nature as well with all the flowers on it. I really wanted to use that somewhere. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but we found a place for it. And then her cold weather is super duper cozy. I didn't even notice the little elbow patches, but that is so cute. And then for her fairy form, I really wish I had something better than this, but alas. I did give her a little bit of dark green on the wings here because they kind of look like leaves to me, and I just thought that would be a nice little touch for our fairy of nature. So there's that. Then we have Musa, our favorite musical tomboy. I love her. She has this little like armband on her as well, and it's actually purple in the show. But this is the closest I could get to it, so I don't think it looks bad at all. We have her formal wear. Super duper cute. Today, I did give her shoes. Okay. It's like you can barely see them, but here is her athletic wear, and then sleepwear. She's got a lot of that red and black color scheme going on. Her party wear, I gave her the little headphones because you just know if she's going to a party, she is DJing it. She is not on the dance floor. She is behind the music. Here is her swimwear, and then hot weather is pretty simple, but I really like it. And then lastly is her cold weather. She's got the headphones again. And yeah, I absolutely adore her. And then here is her fairy form. She has this kind of like mesh detail on her top, and I was really happy to see I actually had something that had that. So I think it just kind of sold it. She also has a purple headband, and I did manage to add one. I know it's clipping with her hair. It does not go with this hairstyle, but I wanted to make it work so bad. So there we go. The thing about these wings, right, is that so many of them are iridescent. I was going for kind of a similar shape to what they had in the show, but I couldn't always get the colors right because of the iridescence. So it's just what it is. All right, moving on to Tekna. So I think Tekna came up pretty good as well. I love her. I'm so happy that I had this hairstyle. Since I got this hairstyle, have always associated it with Tekna, and I really don't know if it's supposed to be her hair or not, but it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's one of the only like pixie cuts that I have, I guess. I don't have too many of these, so this one just definitely suited her. Here is her formal, and I went ahead and chose this one because it had that little green stripe kind of throughout it. So I just thought that it worked for her. And then athletic wear, her sleepwear, pretty simple. I love this outfit though. I just love how shiny it is. Like it's so pretty. And then her party wear is fairly simple. Tekna, I feel, doesn't go too extreme with her outfits. So I felt very okay with just giving her kind of the simple stuff. We have her swimwear here, again with the purple and green. Hot weather, I incorporated the green in her shoes. But is this outfit not just super cute? And then lastly is her cold weather, which is just the simple sweater, but I think it is adorable on her. And then we have her fairy outfit. I hate this outfit with a passion. The only like thing I could get that was close to her hat was this beanie, unfortunately. So I tried my best, and none of these wings in this game look like the wings that she has on this outfit. So yeah, that just you do what you gotta do, I guess. And then lastly is Aisha. I think I nailed her everyday outfit. Like, this is so cute. And I love Aisha so much. I think she came out really, really good. I absolutely adore her. But here is her formal wear. Keeping it pretty simple, athletic wear. I based this off of kind of the outfit that she was wearing when we first meet her in the show. The first time we see her, she's climbing up a mountain. She's got this cute little like pink kind of vest jacket on, and I did look at some options kind of like that. This is my kind of loosely based on that outfit thing. So sleepwear, it's just this cute little outfit. I use a lot of this stuff from the sleepwear kit. I don't remember what the name of the kit actually is, but you get the idea. Then her party wear, pretty simple, but I love this top on her. For swimwear, we went with this 2-piece, also in the green. And then her hot weather, super duper cute. I love these shorts. I'm really happy that they're the same shade of green as this top, or at least very similar. I use a lot of green on her because green is kind of her color scheme. I base a lot of this on her normal outfit, but she's got some pinks in here as well. So here's her cold weather. And then here is her fairy form, which I think came out perfect, honestly. I was torn about using this skirt originally. This one's from Enchanted by Nature. It has the right colors because Aisha has kind of a two-toned green outfit. So it has this very dark green, but also the light green. And since I couldn't incorporate it on the top here, I figured the bottom would be, you know, fine. So I really like how her outfit came out, and she has a little bit of purple on her wings. So I did the best I could. The purple is actually supposed to be like kind of on the outside, and that's how it is with a lot of the other characters in the show. But again, work with what you got. And I think working with what I did have, I did pretty good. So I'm really happy with how these Sims came out. I'm just obsessed. I don't know which one is my favorite. It's probably gotta be between Bloom. Ooh. Actually, no. I think I like all of them except for Flora. I think that's just how it is. I can't tell you who's my favorite, but I can tell you who I think I did the worst on. So yeah, but there are all of my Winx Club girls. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I know I don't do a lot of Create a Sim videos, but I had a lot of fun with this, and I think all of the Sims turned out really, really well, other than Flora. But let me know which one is your favorite out of all of the characters that I made. And also, if you have seen Winx Club, if you have a favorite character from that, let me know in the comments who you like the most. And I think that's all I have for you today. So with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials. Links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.